In the previous video, we looked at the term codependency and the signs of being a codependent. In today's video, we'll be looking at the causes of codependency. So you're welcome again to my channel. This is your girl Mary. So we've looked at codependency as an unhealthy attachment and a relationship that is not healthy. So what are the causes of codependency? Like I mentioned in the previous video, many persons who suffer some form of abuse or some form of trauma in their life as children end up becoming codependent. Whether it's physical abuse, emotional abuse, or psychological abuse, or sexual abuse. The research has shown that a lot of people were abused sexually as children. Automatically, they gave up because they feel if this can happen to me, this means my life is actually not as important as it should be. And so there is nothing to it. And so they give up in that sense. They give up of themselves and start looking to meet the needs of others, focusing on other people rather than prioritizing themselves. They focus on others. Most of this start off from there. There's shame, there's guilt, there's fear, there is regret, there is blame. All those negative emotions congregate together within the codependence to draw them towards a controlling. So there's an attraction because of all those negative emotions that are not being resolved. You get drawn into this dynamics where this controlling and manipulative persons latch onto that energy. They latch onto that and it forms this unhealthy pattern that is called codependency. When you have a family dynamic where parents or caregivers ignore the needs of the child, this registers in the child's brain as my needs are not important. This is why they don't care about my needs. As children, it's a coping mechanism. They're able to survive through that by tuning out and saying, my needs are not important. I'm not important. Because when you say your needs are not important, you're essentially saying, I'm not important. And then your focus shifts from yourself to other people, just about anybody else, but not you. Also, if in a family dynamics where one or two of the parents have personality disorders like narcissism or borderline, these are personality disorders where there's a psychological disease in that individual. That relationship between that parent and the child will give rise to codependency because of the nature of parent-child relationship. The child is down while the parent is up. The child will always look to seek the approval of the parents because they are dependent on the parent for their survival. And one of the primary duty we have as human beings is self-preservation. We want to live, we want to survive so that we can experience this life. But to remain in survival mode for a long time or for the rest of one's life was not how life was designed to be. Life wasn't meant to live in fight or flight mode. We're meant to experience the diverse nature of who we are, the diverse nature of emotions, not to be restricted to just fearful nature of being rejected, of not feeling safe. Also, if a child was abandoned by the parents, or the child tells themselves the story that they were abandoned, even though they had their parents, there's a tendency that the child become codependent, focusing on the needs of others rather than their own. In a home where you're supposed to feel safe, but you're being bullied or being criticized, overly criticized, that will leave you open to become codependent. Then another cause of codependence is when a parent or a caregiver rely on substance like alcohol, drugs. Research has shown that many children of alcoholic parents or parents who are addicted to whatever kind of drugs end up becoming codependent because there's that anxiety that they don't know what to expect, and there's a certain shame around the helplessness of the parents. In the next video, we'll be looking at how to unlearn it. We've recognized now that it's a learned behavior and it can be unlearned. So we'll be looking at how to unlearn the behavior. You don't want to miss that video. So until the next video, I'll see you. Thank you so much for watching.